everybody, welcome to Cruise Control. It is Friday, April 14th, 2023. Welcome to Cruise Control, the home of entertainment news. I am your host, as always, Brian Cruz. Welcome back, and it's Friday. And of course, we're drinking because it's Friday, because that's what we do here on Cruise Control when it's Friday. But joining me back here at Cruise Control, as always, is Miss Sabrina Vittori, the lovely Miss Sabrina Vittori. Welcome back, Sabrina. How's your day been?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Fantastic. Yeah, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Or happy it's Saturday for you this time, right? I think your schedule changes.
Yeah, so I'm feeling much better about Drunk Fridays today because I don't actually have to go to work tomorrow for the first time in a long time.
It's very nice. It's a rarity, isn't it?
Yes.
And also joining us here on Cruise Control, let's see, we got two more people here. So I'm going to go with Lexi Covill first. Lexi, welcome back to the program. How you doing, Lexi?
Hi.
How you been?
Good. Been good. Here to drink on your show finally.
Yeah, let's do it. It's Friday. Cheers to that.
Oh, it's your first Drunk Friday. Cheers.
Yeah.
To take a drink. Woo!
All right. Here. I'll drink on your show.
Here we go. We're drinking. And then this is kind of a spoiler alert, but we also got Mike Casey here right now, everybody. Mike Casey joining us here live on Cruise Control. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me on. Pleasure to meet you, Lexi. Thanks for asking about my day, Brian. You ask everybody else how their day is going. My day went
So, Mike,
great.
how was your day today? Was it good? How's your Friday?
I'm feeling pretty good. My pride is a little bit hurt because moments ago we were talking about Moose Tracks ice cream. Sabrina referred to it as candy. I questioned the categorizing any sort of ice cream as candy, and then Sabrina reminded me that there are peanut butter cups inside of Moose Tracks, which are undeniably candy. So I had to backpedal on that.
Backpedal and take it back.
Yeah. So I ate a little crow right up front. So I'm humbled and ready to participate.
So what is ice cream then?
That's
frozen treat.
way too deep.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a frozen treat. It's
Is
I'll tell you
the category.
Kind of.
Dessert for
but
sure.
ice cream, like if you just say ice cream, I feel like it's like pure ice cream, like vanilla or chocolate or strawberry. But like, something fancy like Moose Tracks or Rocky Road or, cookie dough.
That's ice cream and
yeah.
And,
it's got a plus attached to it.
like from Ben and Jerry's. The and is
Correct.
because all the
I
other
love
crap that's not ice cream that's included.
That sounds like something. That sounds like something that's very breaking to me. Just like now, it's time for some breaking news.
Segway master.
All right, everybody, we're diving right in, and I just want to start off. I just want to dive in very quick and do a very fast update on Jamie Foxx. This came in the news and everybody was kind of talking about it. But Jamie Foxx had a health scare pretty much. So Jamie Foxx was taken to the hospital after suffering what they're saying is a medical complication. According to his family, the 55-year-old is already on the mend though and recovering. And he's now communicating apparently. Before he wasn't apparently responding, but now he's communicating with his family. He's talking back and forth. And his family came forward. It was actually his daughter said this. She said, "We wanted to share that my father, Jamie Foxx, experienced a medical complication yesterday. Luckily, due to quick action and great care, he is already on his way to recovery. We know how beloved he is and appreciate your prayers. The family asks for their privacy right now during this time." So Jamie Foxx is doing better. I don't want to dwell on this too long. It's good to hear that he's doing well though, and he's coming back and he's kicking some ass and he's ready to get back to work hopefully soon. So, thinking about you, Jamie. Keep going strong and get back on your feet because everybody wants to see that. And a lot of people also are going to probably end up in the hospital after going to Coachella. That's right, because Coachella is happening this weekend, everybody. And you know how it goes: drugs, alcohol, sex, and rock and roll. That's what we got going out in the middle of the desert. So first weekend is starting tonight, actually, everybody. If you're a big fan of Coachella, I've never actually gone. I've thought about it a million times. But so it starts Friday the 14th, which is today, and it ends next Sunday, the 23rd. Of course, it's a 2-weekend type deal. What's up, GR? In the chat. It's 2-weekend type deal. And the headliners this year, which, I'm not really sure. I mean, I've heard of them, but Bad Bunny, Blackpink, and Frank Ocean. So nobody like monumental. I mean, they're big, but they're not like you'd think they normally have somebody that's like,
Blackpink
like huge. I don't know Blackpink. I guess
we're just old, Brian.
I guess I'm just old.
Oh my god.
And
But
Bad
Blink
Bunny's
182 is gonna be there.
Scoff at. Yeah. Like, come on.
Plenty of dad rock on here. Blink 182,
Right.
like they're
Yeah,
close to
there
the
you
headline.
go.
Like they should not be that
There you
far
go.
off the list
182?
at this point. Bjork, I would go
know.
see.
There's a lot of people. I mean, the thing is about this, there's so many bands. But I mean, I guess I tend to think that in Coachella, they usually try to find like, I mean, Blink-182 got announced today. They're going to have them there tonight. But they normally have somebody like, you know, that's been around for like millions of years.
They
And
do
it's
have
like,
usually one huge fucking headliner. Like, you know, it was Beyonce one year, which is frankly odd for Coachella for me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Blackpink is they're massive. They've got
Like,
billions
are
and
you
billions
kidding?
of views on YouTube.
Like, oh my god,
I mean-
they're fucking huge.
here's us being old.
That show's
I've
gonna
never heard of
kill it. Like, I would fucking go to that in a second. Like, no question. I bet that show's fucking awesome. Like, no question.
So
I mean,
you guys
I-
heard a song
Like,
they should listen
you
to,
guys are like,
Lexi? Is there
what?
one?
I have no particular like one song, but like I'm very familiar with like the K-pop scene, and I'm just like I know them.
Nice.
They're like one of the biggest like K-pop like bands out there right now. They're like one of the biggest acts, and like no question, that show's gonna like be killing it. Like no,
I'm gonna
like,
have to.
I think it's like North America, like that's one of the big things. Like that's like I think they're one of the first like times they're appearing Coachella too. So like it's a big deal to have
Oh,
like,
really?
a Korean act appear at Coachella and all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah,
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I
like,
mean,
I don't think
I'm gonna have to
I don't
check
know,
them out.
I don't know if BTS did. I'm not 100% if BTS
Mm-hmm.
did Coachella or not. But if BTS didn't, then they would be like the
That's
first
what I was
Korean act
thinking
to
of.
do Coachella. So like, I mean, it's a big deal. Like 100%. Like I'm like, whoa.
Black
So, yeah.
is Blackpink bigger than BTS at this point?
At this point, yeah, they are 100%. They're also female, so like you know, it's kind of like you know, Spice
awesome.
Girls and like Backstreet Boys if you want to go like old, because we're old.
but like usually Coachella's like not. I mean, I
is
mentioned
that-
Beyonce because it was like kind of a surprise situation when she was coming in, kind of like I guess Blink 182. But like, you know, like there's always like
They're-
usually
they are
some-
totally bigger than Beyonce at this point. Like
Really?
those K-pop acts. Oh, absolutely, those K-pop acts are killing it. Like,
But like I mean,
nonstop.
I'm not arguing with you. I actually have never heard of them, and I mean, I'm very well versed in music, so I'm kind of surprised like that I can't pull a song from these people. I even know a song by who did you just say? Smooth Like Butter. Who sings that, Brian? BTS.
That's BTS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I could even think of a song that they did,
Butter.
but like
BTS,
I
yeah.
can't. I just can't. I can't think of a song that they sing, which is
Did,
Weird,
did
but,
you
like-
have the
they're-
BTS McNugget
they're the-
sauce is the question.
no. But I have had the Megan Thee Stallion Popeyes sauce.
BTS is not. But they're old, right? BTS is the old one. That's what your mom likes now. Blackpink's the new hotness.
You got
I
a young ass
guess,
mom
right?
BTS fan.
I just like I don't know if I feel like
But,
Coachella
like-
used to be like, you know, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they were like, you know, burning shit down. Like it was just kind of I don't know. I just feel like it's a different vibe now.
No, that's
Yeah, I know,
That's
like the first
Woodstock,
Coachella was back
99.
in Tool and Rage Against the Machine. You know, that's kind of like
Yeah,
what
it
I
was
think
more-
sometimes.
Woodstock '99.
Well, grungy anti-corporate millennials.
you're right.
Like you
I'm
gotta
just
now
saying,
they're
in
you gotta
general.
get that FaceTime, right? It's a different, shinier image that we're trying to.
Coachella's
project.
always been like corporate sellout, like expensive, like think like Urban Outfitters. Like that's what Coachella's always been. Like no, 100%,
What you mean? That's where
like,
all
it's
the
been-
cool people go to shop. The people
It's
that
been like
really
a faux.
have it going
It's
on.
been Instagram photo, faux image. Like it's not legit. Like it's been like it's about taking pictures and like presenting an image. The tickets have always been crazy overpriced. Like
Way
it's
overpriced.
like that one and what's that other one that what is it SXXW, the one that's down in Texas?
Right,
Is that-
South by
you know what I'm
Southwest.
talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's like crazy fucking. That one also like that used to actually be something, but like that one's like the Coachella of like Texas basically. Like
They got the sick comedy scene out there with South by Southwest though. That one I want to check out.
the concert scenes have gotten out of control. Like it's like impossible. Like I remember when like you know like Ozfest was like $70 and like now this shit's like you can't like Electric
That's
Daisy
like
for
$400.
$350. Like you
It
can't even
really
go to that
is.
for like $350 and like that shit's like just like you stand in a parking lot in the middle of Nevada. I'm like if you saw the venue for that, you might not want to spend $350 to like go there. 'Cause I used to like test drive cars and drive past the venue and I'd be like, man, I can't imagine like spending $350 to stand in the parking lot next to the speedway in the middle
I
of the
wouldn't do it.
summer. Like I'm just like
I wouldn't do it. Not for this
you know
guy.
it's gonna get, because like it's literally like just a tarmac. Like you're next to tarmac, like watching the heat rise off of it. Like I'm like, you're gonna spend $350 to do that. Like, good thing you're on drugs, because that's all it's gonna take.
Because
Lots
otherwise,
of drugs.
the porta potties would be completely unbearable.
Yep,
You
yep,
need those
yep.
drugs.
Speaking of somebody else who's on lots of drugs and probably at Coachella this weekend, I want to talk about Pete Davidson for a second. So Pete Davidson,
Not
everybody.
lots of drugs. He doesn't seem like he's on lots of drugs,
I
does
mean,
he? Maybe
I
a
mean,
couple.
I feel for the man because he also has
antidepressants,
Crohn's
maybe?
disease. He's got something going on. He has
Okay,
Crohn's
yeah.
disease too, so I feel for the man. I do feel for the man, you know. But he's going to actually go back to SNL, but to host. They're going to have Pete Davidson host SNL for the very first time. Now, he just left. This is his first season away. He was down there from 2014 to 2022, of course, and he's going back to Studio 8H on May 6th to host. And the thing is, he was doing an interview about this, about why he left, and he was saying the reason why he left was because it was like they kept making fun of him the whole time. They were always like dogging on him and all the sketches and stuff. Then he'd have to go out there. That's what he was saying. Then he'd have to go out there and he'd have to be like, you know, hit his mark and do his thing, and then hopefully they laugh at him. But he's also
jealousy.
like they were just laughing.
It's jealousy, man. They're jealous of his mojo with the ladies. Like, it seems too easy, too smooth.
Big dick envy, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, what's he gonna do? Is, I mean, him hosting though, I'm like, I get it. Like, he's great to pop in. Like, he's gonna do his best roles. Like, what's the one he's like, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Okay.
okay. Good for him. He's going back. Him and Lorne Michaels are apparently very close, so this kind of makes sense for that. But I mean, he hasn't even been gone for a season yet, and they're bringing him to guest host. So that's kind of interesting.
Stop hating on him. He's hilarious.
I'm not hating on him. He's funny, but I'm just saying
Sounds like
it was
you're
just kind
hating,
of.
bro.
I love
Well,
when
you
he does
know.
the SoundCloud rapper. That's one of my favorite.
He's
Those
very. He
He
has
had
a
a
lot
great-
of very funny sketches.
Yeah.
He did great, like rap,
Very
the big
funny.
like goodbye rap. It was a lot of fun for the end of it when he was actually leaving the
Chad.
show last
That's
season.
right, Justin.
Chad.
Justin, it's Chad.
Chad.
That's the one.
Yeah, Chad.
Hey,
That's
Brian,
the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick question. When you look at
Chad
Pete
is excellent.
Davidson,
Yeah.
do you see a little bit of like My Brother circa 2001? Because I look at Pete Davidson and I
Nick?
think he looks a
I
little
can
like
s-
my brother.
I can see it. I
It's
mean,
kinda-
your brother was
we're a big lipped family, and you know,
and
Pete
and
Davidson
super
has a little bit
skinny.
Who are
of-
you,
Your brother was
Justin?
And skinny,
super
yeah.
skinny back then.
Little bit of
Like I
that
said
mojo
before,
going on.
scrawny arms and sunken in chest, right, Mike? Yeah, but I can see that. But Pete Davidson, everybody. Look at the IPA sessions here. What's up, Jacob? He's jelly nice,
That's
but
like
high
his
as fuck.
ninth
Yeah, he
comment.
is.
Thanks for
but he-
noticing.
But he has to be high as fuck because he has Crohn's. I get it. I get that shit. I understand. It hurts. That shit hurts. So you gotta numb the pain.
Anti-inflammatories. You can't
Yeah.
hassle the man.
But Pete Davidson is coming back.
Justin, yeah, not yet. I'll have to ask him first.
Yeah, we need a picture. Mike, text me a picture of brother. That's what I need
Okay.
right now. Pulling up. Yeah, that's what we need. But Pete Davidson is going back to SNL. And as he's going back to SNL, somebody else that's going home is Prince Harry. That's right. Prince Harry is going
For
home
fuck's
to watch
sake.
his father actually do the coronation next month. This is a whole thing. I mean, people love us when we talk about Prince Harry. So here I am. I'm talking about it. I don't know why. People love it.
My boy.
Good old Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. So the thing is, Prince Harry's going back, but not Meghan. She's staying in California.
Very
so
smart
he's going
move.
back.
Very
Yep.
smart.
She's not going for this. She's staying home with the kids. That's it. And he's gonna go to his father's coronation, and they're gonna have a big party. They're gonna have it. They're actually doing a bank holiday. Apparently, it's a big deal. You know, Monday, May 8th, this is going down. They're gonna have a televised concert the day prior, and it's gonna be a big celebration. Celebration. I mean, 7 decades it's been since they've actually done one of these coronations.
She's not going to the coronation.
No,
She's
of
not
course
going.
she's
Biggest
not.
event in British history since like
It's-
the end of the World War II.
It's-
Like,
Dude,
Massive.
he
is
is, not
this some slap in the
welcome at the
face, or is there an
coronation.
agreement that they had? Like,
Well, Mike, you know
Because-
it's huge.
Honestly,
they've
I'm
been
surprised
fighting for a
he's
while.
going.
You know that, Mike,
Yeah,
right?
it's
They've
a
been
whole
fighting
fucking
for a
thing.
while.
I don't care. Like, they're family members. If your
Oh, you need to come to
father-in-law is getting
coronation.
crowned, it's a big deal.
Dude,
She can't.
she should not be doing anything that involves that family. to
She
be
can't
perfectly
come to
honest.
the coronation. She's not welcome now. I told you not to bring that wench to the coronation.
I
you
don't.
leave
I
her
don't.
back in California.
No one's saying that. Okay.
And your multi-million-dollar mansion.
Can we
She's
keep
like-
that
I
term for
told
Meghan
you
Markle?
not
The
bring her
wench.
back
I like
here.
that.
The wench. I like the wench
that
too.
wench.
I like the wench. It's a good
Blast
little
her.
name for her, you know. yeah. But I was like,
any of my pie. She don't get to my coronation to have any of my pie for me. She'll get none of that.
Well, I mean, if my son went out and trashed me in a book and on national television and made 18 documentaries that made me look like an asshole, I wouldn't want him and his fucking dumb wife coming to my coronation either, to be perfectly honest.
They noped out pretty hard,
You
didn't
see
they?
what she said about me in her book? She said terrible things about me in her book. They don't want my coronation.
yep.
I
mean-
love this. I think this is a spin-off podcast right here.
I'm just really quickly gonna say, Lexi, you better drink because that was a real long impression you just did.
That was
so
a you better
get
drink.
on
Yep.
that cup.
I mean, it's straw time. It's straw time.
Get on that fucking cup, girl. Sorry.
Can we call
Rules
this
are
spin-off Crown Royal? We all drink whiskey the whole time? Has to be Crown Royal. I'm just
I'm
saying,
okay with that.
whiskey helps. But yeah, the thing is, I'm not surprised that he's going because they were saying he wasn't going to go. They're like he wasn't going to go. That's what everyone kept saying. Like, but it's his father. It's his heritage. If he didn't go, I think it'd be worse than
to go successfully
this situation.
Is to go by himself. That's the only way that he could go successfully. Considered the politics
that's what
of
he's
the
doing.
situation. It's the only way that he could go successfully, and it's still not going to be comfortable. I guarantee you that.
Oh, that's totally not. You're like ripping on your family and shit the whole time
It's
in a
not
book called
politics.
Spare.
It's a family affair. It's just a close personal.
Yeah, but it's not
little
a family affair
celebration.
when you're royalty, dude. It's not like, me and my brother are having some issues and I talk some shit about him. Like that's not what it is. Like they're royalty. They live by different rules.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. But good for Harry that he's gonna do this because especially like he's facing his family, he's going up there, he's going back home, and it's a big deal for his family and for everything. If it's for the country, so he's got to do it.
Are there going to be some awkward
It's for the
conversations at the
country?
punch hole?
Is that
Well, I mean, that's how
country,
paparazzi
Sabrina,
looks
come
at
on.
it. They want the family together. They want
for
the family
country.
together. Just like we want the whole family back for Deadpool 3. That's right, Deadpool 3, everybody. I want to talk about Deadpool 3 for 1 second because we know that Hugh Jackman's coming back for the first time back to Marvel to be Wolverine. We know, of course, that Ryan Reynolds is there. Of course, you have to have it. We know Blind Al's back. We know Dopinder's back. Well, now we're finding out that Vanessa's coming back. So his fiance is coming back. Of course, she needs to come back, but she was going back and forth. Marina, she was going back and forth saying that they were trying to work it out. They weren't really sure if it was going to happen or not. And also Colossus is coming back. That's right, Stefan Kapricic. I can't say his name, but he's coming back. He's fucking awesome. So they're both coming back to Deadpool 3. They signed their contracts. This is moving forward. Another thing that came out about this too, now this is still rumored. This isn't confirmed, but there is a lot of stuff going around that Owen Wilson's going to actually be in this too, and Miss Minutes. So Tara Strong's Miss Minutes and Owen Wilson's Mobius. Because apparently the rumor right now going on everybody is that Deadpool 3 is about him taking on the TVA, which could be interesting depending on how they actually put together. Because I really like that idea of the TVA. I love the idea of Ryan Reynolds getting there and fucking that shit up.
Or
I
they're
don't know. It
just
could be fun.
determined to bring the fucking multiverse to literally every entity in the world, and it's kind of annoying.
Well, how do you bring him in, though? He fucks the timeline up, you know what I mean? And then they go after him. Like, how else do you bring him in? How do you make him Marvel symmetrical? That doesn't make sense.
Marvel
It does
adjacent.
from a multiversal
He's currently
perspective.
Marvel adjacent.
Symmetry is a
now
big deal
you
in
want to
terms of
integrate him.
particle quantum
Nothing
physics.
Marvel makes sense.
Right.
Marvel doesn't
Super
make
symmetry.
sense.
Mike,
Marvel
what do you think?
fixes and breaks itself every 5 minutes.
It's true.
I didn't know who the Miss Minutes character or that was her name until I just looked it up right now. But man, you saw the other day, Lexi, when we were talking about the new Wes Anderson movie with the 1950s Southwest aesthetic and Loki with those 50s educational videos. Like, I love that shit. Like, I cannot get enough of it. So to be able to see more Miss Minutes, that actually gives me some interest because otherwise, I'm not a 14-year-old boy anymore. Deadpool doesn't really hold that much interest for me.
14-year-old boy,
Right.
Deadpool was the first rated R superhero movie, bro.
Yeah.
So you were not 14 watching fucking Deadpool.
They never watch R-rated
Okay.
movies, Sabrina.
I watched that movie in the theater, and I was like, "This movie is for 13-year-old boys."
No,
Thank
it's not,
you.
dude. You must
It's
be
a
nuts.
rated R movie, but I was like, "This
I will
movie's for
hard pass on
13-year-old
both of you
boys.
right now. You're both 100% wrong, and
I'm with Sabrina on this shit.
Dude,
Even though it's Ryan Reynolds and she freaking loves Ryan Reynolds, I'll give her. I'll give her this one.
And we all know that. But he is vulgar. It is violent. It is fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, it is one.
That's
Teenage
everything
boy,
a 13-year-old
teenage
boy loves.
I'm not saying that, but if you compare it to other Marvel movies, which is what actual like 13-year-old boys love, like Thor and fucking, whatever the stupid Captain America, all that shit. You know what I mean? Like this is like an actual movie that adults can enjoy with cursing and fucking and murdering, and it's fucking
punching.
good. It's hilarious.
Fucking and punching.
There was a
hilarious.
brief time in my life
And
where
violent
I
and awesome.
was a 13-year-old boy. And I could say that those were all things that I wanted from movies.
Fair enough, but when you watched it, you were like, "This is for a 13-year-old boy," as opposed to a million other superhero movies that are like 100% geared to a 13-year-old boy.
No, those are also for 13-year-old boys.
Well,
Sabrina,
I mean,
it's like Always
it can't
Sunny
be the same
is
standard.
Always Sunny
They
is
are all the
rated
same
mature,
standard,
like
though.
for a mature audiences, and yet like it's you should be older to watch it because we don't want younger people emulating this shitty and immature behavior. Like,
Why are you talking shit about my show, bro?
I'm not talking shit about it. I love Always Sunny.
Well, I mean, the thing is, though, I mean, like Wolverine's coming back though too. So yeah, maybe it's for kids. I mean, it's not for kids. I can't buy the kids thing. It's not for 13-year-old
Yeah, dude,
kids.
fuck
I can't
that.
buy it.
Fuck
Especially
that.
the fact that they're letting it be so graphic
At
compared
least
to other ones.
it's
I mean,
50-50.
yeah, I mean, those are pretty graphic. I do love the Once Upon a Deadpool, the spinoff of the second one where they made it like a Christmas story, and they had Fred Savage come in, and Deadpool kidnaps him and does like the whole Princess Bride thing. That was awesome. If you haven't seen that, go watch it. It's
Hold on.
fantastic.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, but really quickly, anyone in the chat, can you say if you go with Sabrina or if you go with Malexi? Please let me know. Who you
Malexi.
prefer. Are you going with Malexi or Sabrian?
Team
Sabrian or
Alexi
It's
has
Sabri-
delicious meat pies. I'd like to remind you.
Nope. We're not bribing the
record-
viewers. We just want to know if they think what we think about Deadpool or what you think about Deadpool.
All superhero movies are for 13-year-old boys.
Okay, fair enough, but this is a different type of superhero movie. If you look at the mold of all the superhero movies and you look at this movie, this one is clearly different.
No.
Yes.
No, what do you mean?
Less
No?
mature, less family oriented.
Dude, that is you're both. You know what? No. Oh,
I think we
okay.
need to drink to
You think
disagree.
we're
I
just
think
trolls,
agree to
but
disagree.
we're legit.
It's Sabrian, by the way. Oh, and GR's with you guys,
Thank
so
you,
that's
thank you,
interesting.
GR.
What?
Logan was
Justin,
mature.
Justin,
Logan
can I
was
get a
very
vote,
mature.
please? And also
yeah,
IPA sessions. Can I please
Justin
have a vote?
Justin has a good point because maturity, a mature R-rated
Yes, Logan was
superhero movie is
mature. I didn't
Logan,
say mature
which is
subject. Yes, okay. Logan was
yeah,
also
okay.
mature and also one of my favorite superhero movies, and also has Wolverine in it, who's also in Deadpool. So stop proving my point. If you want to argue with me, you're gonna have to say something that doesn't go.
well
So the
played.
way
that I
to
want
make
it
an
to.
adult superhero movie is to wear loose suits, like you just got off the job and you're like taking your suit off. the
Okay,
whole
no.
time.
You're totally
and drink
no. I'm not
and
being
drink
literal.
like the whole time,
Smoke
and
cigars.
I
like
am
be
not
really
being
depressed
literal.
Cognac.
and put
No,
like a
no.
hard yellow filter on everything.
You're pushing it. You're pushing it right now. And I think they kind of sort of did that with David
brought me
Harbour
on Drunk
in
Friday,
Black Widow,
and I am
right?
drunk.
That was kind of a David Harbour
yeah.
Black Widow situation right there that you're talking about. And yes,
And I would say
Justin,
they're mostly
I do
very
agree.
tight. Very tight.
Deadpool is immature. I'm not saying it's not immature, but it is more
yes.
made for adults than it is for children due to the strong sexual content, the strong language, and the fucking
teabags
amount
people.
of violence. Very immature, yes.
I'm not
very
saying that
immature.
he's not a
However,
13-year-old boy. I'm
However,
just saying I don't think it's made for
the
13-year-old
audience is a
boys.
different target.
It's very true. I don't know. It's okay. We could argue about this a long time. I think we should all drink to agree, not to disagree. I don't know how that. What's that phrase?
Come on,
We
you're
agree to
talking
disagree?
giving you
shit.
opportunities
I-
to find a goddamn segue, Brian. Where
You're
I
talking
love
shit
it.
about my
I
man
love
Ryan
it.
Reynolds, and I will not have it.
Hey,
I don't know.
you don't have
I
one.
like-
Can't do it.
I'm looking for it,
Ryan.
Mike. I'm looking for it.
I didn't say shit about Ryan Reynolds.
Well, you said it was a movie
I know.
made for 13-year-old
Ryan Reynolds
boys,
is
and
a
I
great
strongly
Deadpool.
disagree.
He
It's
was
in a
wonderful
different class
casting.
of
He's doing a
superhero
great job.
movies.
You want to
It's
talk
in
shit about
a
Ryan
different
Reynolds? I can
class.
do that all
It's
night
still-
long.
Okay, I will come
mean-
for you, Mike Doc. I will come for you in your sleep.
Ryan Reynolds he's a funny guy, guys.
It's
He's a funny
Lexi
guy,
now.
but
Thank you.
He's hilarious.
Ryan Reynolds is a funny guy, and somebody
He's
else
great
that
on
was
Two
a
Guys,
funny
Girl at
guy.
a pizza place.
He's a funny guy, but who was a funny guy, but not so much these days, I don't think, is Jonah
did
Hill.
it, bro.
But I want to
You
talk
did
about
it.
Jonah Hill's new
It's this
project called Outcome. So Outcome is the new Apple TV Plus show that he is actually directing. So Jonah Hill is getting directing right now, and it's going to star while they're working negotiating our boy, friend of the show, Keanu Reeves. So Keanu Reeves is coming on for this Apple TV. Now, the idea of this is a dark comedy penned by Jonah Hill himself and Ezra Woods, and will star Reeves as the character of Reef, a damaged Hollywood star who must drive into the dark depths of his past to confront his demons and make amends after he extorted with a mysterious clip from his past, or he's extorted by a mysterious clip from his past. So the project is the second time that Apple and Jonah have been working together. Now he's got another project with Apple right now, which I'm actually a little more interested. Besides this, it's still in development, but it's his first venture, and that's a Grateful Dead biopic. So he's working biopic. I always like to
Biopic,
say,
for fuck's sake.
I love saying biopic.
It
Yep.
sounds better.
So he's
but-
working with that, and Scorsese is actually going to direct that, and Jonah Hill's going to be in it too. But who's going to play in the Grateful Dead? I really don't know. So that's also another project that he's working with Apple TV on top of doing this one. But this one itself, I love Keanu Reeves. I can see him being like,
Wait, hold up. I have a quick question.
Yes, Sabrina.
Remember the show that he did with Emma Stone? Wasn't that Apple TV?
Maniac?
Yeah, was that Apple
No,
TV
that was
or no?
that was Netflix.
Netflix? Yeah.
Netflix?
Oh my
Okay.
God, that show was so
but
good. That
he
was
did
right
do that
on my
Good People
demographic.
show or whatever with Julie Louis-Dreyfus and Eddie
Yeah, but
Murphy.
this is him producing though with them. Producing, before I don't think he
did
was
that
in this kind of
documentary,
directorial.
That's also Apple TV, isn't it? I feel like Jonah Hill and Apple TV are fucking having a real symbiotic 69 situation going for themselves.
But both these projects are moving forward right now. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
And they're,
fine.
they're still early development. They're still working it out. We got some Keanu Reeves action. I think that's good. Jonah's also going to be in this project too. So Jonah and Keanu Reeves together. What do you think of that combination? Does that sound pretty good?
Here. I want to
Get in there, Mike.
Like, I'm super interested in
Sounds
this.
fucking weird.
I didn't see Jonah Hill's
I am
documentary
too.
about his therapy process.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet
Oh,
either.
Stutz, that's actually very moving and really good.
Yeah, I believe it. It seems like the dude had really had some personal transformation and, had some reconciliation that occurred within his own mind. So to share that, I think is like an incredibly powerful thing, as long as it doesn't come across as some kind of like, Hollywood new agey goofy stuff and it seems sincere. It definitely has the opportunity to help people. I'm eager to see it.
Yeah.
And then I think we all know that Keanu Reeves has had some very dark times, and what we see from him is kind of
Oh my God.
kind of a zen dude, like who's doing nice things for people, and everybody
model
loves him
human
for
I
it.
don't know how
being.
he functions as well as he does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm interested in
been through
seeing
so
them because
much.
especially. Oh, sorry. Did we lose her?
I think we did, yeah.
It's just like, you're good.
Oh, you're back.
Oh, did you lose me? Oh,
Yes, we
Yeah, we
did.
lost you for a second.
am I here?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yep,
you
we
look
got
like
you. We
you're there.
can hear you now. Can
Okay.
you got your point? Can you reiterate?
Get in there, Lexi.
No, just that he's a good person and I love him.
Yep.
And he's wonderful.
Yeah.
I
So I
agree.
want to see the two
And
of
it's
them.
very
Like,
sad the stuff that he's been through. So
if they're making a dark comedy, like I don't know how much
Yeah,
comedy have
I'll
we
watch
seen
it.
from Keanu Reeves. He was on in the
A
Between-
lot in
Ted.
the early days.
The-
Bill
oh,
and
for
Ted,
sure.
Parenthood.
Bill and Ted, yeah.
He did an appearance on
Parenthood.
the Between Two Ferns movie with Zach Galifianakis. That was funny. That was recent.
That's
Yeah, I feel
that
like
was
A romantic comedy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
has
he's done a lot of
romantic
rom-coms.
The
comedies,
football
but-
movie that he did.
It's hard to do a dark, funny movie.
Ooh,
So,
football.
but if they can pull it off, and there's no reason that they shouldn't be able to, because they seem like funny and sincere people. Like, this is the first I've heard about this project. I'm excited for it. I'll see
Yeah, I
in the
think it
theater.
sounds good.
Right.
I think it sounds good, and the fact that Apple TV is working with Jonah Hill and they're developing this and they're doing this, it sounds like they have a good relationship. They're going to do more and more projects together, which I think is phenomenal too. And the thing about that documentary, though, I just want to, and people might hate on me a little bit, but the one thing about the Jonah Hill documentary, I want to say is like, I mean, he's talking about how it's hard to do the press. Well, that's part of the job being an actor is the press. Like if you want to be an actor, you're putting yourself out there for that. That's the job. That's the job. And I get it. It's tough sometimes, but I'll take that shit all day. Give me all that shit. I'm all about the press.
It's like Meghan and Harry complaining is what you're saying.
Well, a little bit. Get behind the scenes and be a director. Be a fucking director.
He's doing that too. But just to be clear, the documentary is not about him. It's about his psychiatrist. Just to be clear.
well, but it's also about his problems, though, isn't it?
But it's about how great his psychiatrist is really.
He doesn't do press anymore either. It's in his contract. He shouldn't do press anymore.
That's nice.
Is it about Jonah Hill's psychologist, or is it about Keanu Reeves' psychologist?
No, Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill's psychologist?
He's also he's a very famous psychologist, psychiatrist. I don't know which one is like the more superior one, but one of those.
Okay.
And
superior. One can prescribe drugs.
Well, I mean, one can give medicine and one can't. So, like the one who can give medicine is superior. It's a superior.
100%.
It's a superior degree. It's not. I don't mean a superior person.
You can give out drugs. You're superior.
It's a higher level of education, is what I'm trying to say.
Goodbye, psych majors in the audience. Any psychologist?
I
it
mean,
was
but
nice.
you have to get a PhD
but we're a
to
psychiatrist
give out
show
the
now.
medicine. So it's just, I mean, a superior level of education. Maybe not superior, a higher level of education. I'm not saying it's superior. I'm just saying whichever one, like he's like
do have
the
to go to
mecca
medical school.
of doctors.
That's true.
It's really, it's about the doctor. It's not about Jonah Hill is what I'm trying to say.
I just feel though, like if you're gonna do this profession, you're being an actor, you gotta do press. That's all I'm gonna say. You have to do press.
I agree.
Unless you can get the people that are funding you to sign a contract that says, I don't have to deal with this bullshit.
But you're selling the movie.
You, man.
It literally.
I mean, most people, you're supposed to sell the movie. Yeah.
I mean, that is part of the job.
You're hurting your product. You're hurting your own product.
But if maybe that's true. But if you can get people to sign on to give you money without having to do that, then that's your own prerogative.
Yeah, it's true.
Did you guys see his movie Mid-90s, Jonah Hill?
This is the sequel to that, kind of, right? Or the follow-up to that?
Is it?
It's a follow-up to that. Yes, it is a follow-up to that. Yeah, it is, 100%.
His Mid-90s was excellent. That was like one of my favorite movies for a while. Like, that was an excellent film.
Yeah, I think this is supposed to be the...
I agree, Chris.
I don't know if I want to call it a sequel, or if they're calling it like a continuation, or they're calling it a fucking follow-up or whatever, but it has some link to that in some respect, yes.
Huh.
Just like that, there's also a prequel. There's also a prequel I want to talk about, and that prequel is the Continental. So the Continental, also John Wick. Again, I want to call it John Wick. Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves. I want to talk about the Continental. So the Continental trailer came out, and again, it didn't really show much if you ask me, but it's the prequel series to John Wick. They're showing, the killer origins of the hotel itself. It's 3 episodes, miniseries, going to be on Peacock in September. Mel Gibson's in this shit, which I thought was pretty cool. Colin Widow, young Winston, Peter Green, Ben Robson. But the Continental is a popular hotel chain showcased throughout the films, and it's notorious for housing many hitmen and murderers, in case you were wondering. In this miniseries, fans will see the Continental Hotel, how it came to become famous, Assassin Hub, popular characters like Winston Scott, which was Ian McShane. You just see him coming into it and see his presence as a younger person, which I think could be a lot of fun to see him younger. And it's like it's the beginning of all of it. Now, before they were talking that maybe Keanu makes an appearance in this, but I don't know if they're going to flash forward maybe, or maybe it's like one of those things where he just is there and then like it starts with him and then they go back in time. But it's Peacock. So, I mean, and it was supposed to be on, it's supposed to be on a different network first. I'm going blank on what it was, but now it's on the Cock now. So it's on the Cock, so you can check it out very soon in September. Everybody, if you don't have the Peacock, get your friend's cock and then watch it.
Come on in and watch it. It's coming
Drink.
But for me, I thought this trailer wasn't as good as I was expecting to be. Of course, it's a teaser, but I mean, they're banking really.
It's very vague.
Yeah,
is what.
And they're banking off of John Wick being out right now.
Of course,
that's pretty much what it is. They're banking off it.
Success of this John Wick franchise, obviously.
Sabrina, since you have watched this, let's get into it. Are you excited about this at all? Do you think this looks good, though, or do you think they're just not giving us enough for the Peacock?
I mean, I was getting into it. I'm sorry to steal your thunder, sir. I believe that I am desperately in love with John Wick. It's my favorite action franchise, and I will watch anything associated with it. Does that mean it's going to be good? Absolutely fucking not. I think this is going to rely heavily upon acting because the actors are playing younger versions of our key cast at the Continental, and I think that is going to be paramount. Let's be clear, it's an action-driven film. Yes, writing is important, and the story needs to be important, but
100%.
I think the most important thing is these younger actors being able to capture the older version of themselves. You know what I mean? Like, and portray that to the audience. And obviously the action sequences are going to be there because they're going to have the same stunt coordinators and the same people, like, figuring all those things out. So I think the action is going to be amazing. I just hope the acting is up to par.
I hope so. And the thing is, like, are they gonna try to capture like the performances of these other actors too? That's always an interesting thing. Sometimes it's like one of my problems with the Shazam movie was that the kid, I think, and wasn't on the same level. They didn't seem like the same people. You know what I mean? He seemed more mature than Zachary Levi seemed like he was a bumbling kid.
But
so you gotta be able to be on the same page.
And a young version of Lance Reddick, and that's they played 4 films very specifically. R.I.P. Lance. I love you, bro. But like you need to be able to capture that. For me, that's what's going to hinge on the success of this. I can't wait for it. I like you, Jacob. I just saw John Wick.
You saw John Wick today.
Hell yeah! 2 weeks ago when it came out, but it was amazing, and I'm super. I've watched every other film since. Again, the first, second, and third, and I'm really excited for this.
Lexi, are you excited about this at all? You saw the teaser. Are you a John Wick fan, or are you kind of like about this?
So I saw the first one when it came out, and I fell asleep.
Oh no, fell asleep.
How is that even possible during
anything.
John Wick?
I bought the entire, and then I bought the film and see the 4th one in the theater, and then I went and watched the first one again and fell asleep.
Oh my god!
So
no,
I need to watch them
But the
again.
puppy.
But
the puppy, Mike says.
yeah, I've seen his dog like die like 2-3 times now, so I know that much. And I've seen him like hit someone's head into a car door a bunch of times and some gun fu and stuff.
Probably
so I have like a vague
700
idea of
times
what I'm
at this
getting myself
point.
into. And of course, as I love Keanu Reeves with all my heart and soul, and even when Keanu Reeves was in that point in his career where everybody was mad at him and having that low point, I still loved him and embraced him. So I'm always here for him, and I will always be here for him. So I'm always here for Keanu Reeves. Doesn't matter what he does.
I like it.
Yeah, I hope that he has like at least some kind of tying factor, with this. But I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. I expect this show to either use young Keanu Reeves from Bill and Ted and just Photoshop him onto someone else, or young Keanu Reeves from Dracula and Photoshop him onto someone else. I would prefer Dracula though.
See,
and then use that scene where he's like, I says, I must dash. Really
impression, drink,
impression.
You are Brian tonight,
I didn't. There was no.
That was one hundo and impression.
But I will drink.
100.
I don't have any Mario stuff to impression tonight.
Thank God, please! I'm ready to slam my head against the wall. Just the word peaches is literally going to make me jump out of a window.
Peaches.
Reach through her webcam.
The thing I have to say about that, Lexi, is that they're casting a completely different person to play the younger version of Lance Reddick and the younger version of Ian McShane. So I can't see Keanu Reeves playing the younger version of himself. Like, I feel like there has to be some sort of future
Who can be young Keanu Reeves, though?
I mean, but if Keanu Reeves is in it, he can't be playing young Keanu Reeves because they would just age.
Can play anything.
Oh, I
agree.
agree.
He can play himself.
I agree.
He can play himself in all forms.
Which he manages
there is
by
no
never
age that
actually acting.
Keanu Reeves can play like 1 year old
Go fuck
to like
yourself,
100
Jacob.
years old.
I agree.
I
IP
love
sessions.
Keanu Reeves. I defend Keanu
sorry,
Reeves
Lexi. That was to the comment.
4 times a
Nothing
week.
To do with you. I
I'm
apologize.
serious. I love him. I always maintain. I always maintain that realism is
There's-
not
I-
always
I
the
can't
actor's
with any of
job.
There's
Mike-
no age
Mike, are
group
you-
that Keanu Reeves can't play? None.
I agree. Get it, Keanu. Friend of the show. Friend of the fucking show. I'm gonna take a drink of that shit.
Let's get him on, Brian. Shoot him
To
a text.
Keanu.
That's right.
Next week,
That's
next
right.
Friday. Mike, are you excited about this at all? How do you feel about that trailer?
We could talk about this forever. The most salient point being that it's on your favorite network, Brian.
It's on the cock.
Peacock. Who's gonna see it? Who has Peacock? I mean,
I have Peacock.
desperately- Yes, okay, you do. I mean, they're
have
desperately
Peacock.
looking for.
Yeah.
that wasn't a dig, Sabrina.
So 3 out of 4
all the
have
WWE
Peacock on
fans
this
do.
podcast, bro. 3 out of 4
WWE? Oh, yeah,
people. So
maybe.
it looks like
Yeah.
75% of people have Peacock. Okay.
Really?
Right.
Just
Okay,
saying.
yeah,
Right.
I could just be in the dark ages. That could be true.
You're just
Uh,
missing out on that
Vegas.
cock,
I
Mike.
don't
Let
get
us
to
know in the
watch
chat. Do you guys
reruns of
have
The
Peacock or
Oscars.
do you not have Peacock? We need
do
to
you
know.
guys have Peacock? Otherwise, I think there's ideas
you have
to be
Peacock,
mined
you dumb
in the
fuck.
Continental. Obviously, the level of violence in John Wick, I feel a little bit ambivalent about that. But not just as action movies, I also see them as they're fantasy movies. And in what I like in some fantasy movies is this kind of sub-world that's occurring beneath our world where all kinds of secret and mysterious things are going on. Like that was something that you saw in Neverwhere, like there's this secret conspiratorial underground, or if you remember in, I think it was Hellboy 2, they had the troll market, like it's just behind the walls, there's this whole other world. And I think that they really used that. They brought out the guns. Americans love that. They threw in the puppy. You get the puppy murder. You set the hook. We are
That's
hook,
how I
line,
came
and
in.
sinker.
That's how I came in. My brother made me watch it, and I saw that puppy die, and I was crying hysterically. And I'm like, "Why did you make me watch this fucking stupid fucking movie?" And he was like, "Just wait." And then the whole rest of the movie, I was like, "Kill every motherfucker you see," and that was it. I was fucking hooked.
So
I'm
I think that
obsessed.
they were using that level of mystery like to kind of propel us and keep us interested. So in the one way they're kind of like revealing the wizard. So I don't even know like how much it's going to be
wizard.
considered. You
Is
peel
that a
back the
penis?
curtain and it's just a.
Oh,
it's just a
okay,
weird guy.
yeah, I gotcha.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
I'm like, what am I missing in these movies? I'm like, there's wizards.
Where's
A
the
lot
wizard
of
at?
things. A lot of things, apparently.
Like, no wonder Mike loves these. I'm like, he Lord
I
of
see-
the
I see
Rings,
wizards
John
everywhere I
Wick.
look, Lexi.
There's wizards
It's a safe,
everywhere.
it's a safe space.
For nerds.
Yeah, no,
For
it
nerds.
depends on whether it's good or not. So presuming people get to go see it and everybody has Peacock but me, like then we'll see, like because a lot of it does depend on casting, right? And a lot of it depends on if they're doing justice
I feel
to
like
this.
the casting is huge.
Is it
I
just-
think they will do justice
massive.
to it because it's the same people. You know what I mean? Like they will create the environment, but the acting has to be there.
You know what else it makes me think of for TV? Daredevil had that balletic action quality.
Balletic.
Balletic.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
Look at you.
Yeah, in
Joffrey Ballet.
in episode form rather than movies. And obviously that was kung fu, but there's no reason not to do it with guns. I want to see those long
Well, and he's
single
blind,
shots, like
too.
with crazy trick shots.
The way that he fights, it has more of like you said, like more of a dancing
Muscle memory.
quality because he's like feeling out instead of looking at. So there's more
That's-
of that like.
But he also was raised in a place that housed ballerinas and wrestlers. Like all the boys did wrestling and combat fighting, and all the girls were ballerinas. And that's why there's another spinoff called Ballerina. And I think Anna de Armas is the lead in that. So it's like basically revisiting also John Wick's origin as well as the origin of the Continental, because they grew up in the same place. Or maybe that part is exclusive to Ballerina. I don't know. Like it's very what's the right word? Poetic that you use balleretic, which is a very weird word, by the way, you and your giant words.
the cinematography and the choreography is out of control with John Wick.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the hyper violence go down a little bit smoother for me because I'm like, can't really argue with the fact that this is beautiful.
It really is, and it's so, and also he does most of his own stunts, like but just to watch him, like in Parabellum when he was on the fucking horse and on the side of the horse, and the motorcycles were chasing him. I'm like, that is him doing that. That's insane. You know what I mean? Like for a regular person, I know like Tom Cruise does a lot of his own stunts, but like to that level, like it's very, very impressive to me the fact that he is so immersed in that and does so much of that himself. And working in film for so long, like watching those fight sequences, you know what's real and what's not. And he is busting his fucking ass and
Yeah, that's
kicking
very
ass
clear watching the
all
movie,
over the
for
fucking
sure.
screen. You know what I mean? Like
Who could-
it's so impressive.
Who could win in an actual fight? Tom Cruise or
Keanu
Tom
Reeves?
Cruise.
Keanu Reeves
Tom
all
Cruise.
day.
Ooh.
Tom
Keanu
Cruise
Reeves.
is 4 feet tall. Keanu Reeves would clothesline him once and he'd be lights out, bro. Are you
Anybody in the
insane?
comments want
Hey, you
to
know what?
comment on that?
We've been proven in UFC that height is not an advantage.
Yeah.
So,
Listen,
like,
I'm
Do
I'm
not,
with
do
Keanu-
not underestimate the
Keanu
short
Reeves
guy.
all day.
Do not
Yeah,
underestimate
absolutely.
him.
That's true. He's
Keanu
got the
Reeves
And Tom
Scientology
Cruise's
rage
lips will kick your
behind
ass.
him,
That's all I'm
too.
saying.
Keanu Reeves is younger. He's taller. I believe he's stronger. And Tom Cruise has
Tom Cruise
a
all
little bit
day.
of crazy working in his brain, I'm sure, from the Scientology situation.
Hey.
But other than that, I'm going to say there's no way that Tom Cruise could beat Keanu Reeves in a fight.
Is Cruise
I'm
older?
going to say Tom. Oh,
Tom
I think
Cruise
Cruise
is a
is
They're
older.
wizard.
like the same age.
Tom Cruise is a wizard.
No, I
He
feel
has
like
that
he's
going
a bit
for him.
older.
He's a wizard.
I thought they were like the same age, like give or take.
I'm going to do a light Google. Let's do a light
That's what I
Google.
suggest.
Thank you, Panico.
Who's
Yeah, but you
older?
know, the thing is about this is the Continental is a spin-off, it's a prequel. This is this world we live in these days. And we talk about on the show again all the time. All the fucking time. It's like all Hollywood wants to do is prequels, sequels, reboots, redos. Let's make it again. It's gonna be great. Yeah, we got no original ideas. Just like Amazon right now bought MGM, right? They bought MGM. And they have this huge, massive library. They've
I
been
love it when
shuffling
these
through it for
massive
about a
companies
year.
merge. That benefits all
It's
of
so
us.
it does. It really
Really quickly, not to destroy your fabulous segue, but Tom Cruise is only 2 years older than Keanu Reeves.
Tom
kick
Cruise
his
probably
ass.
has a lot more muscles,
Damn.
to be honest.
See,
Like, I bet he works
that
out
is
more.
a balanced fight. That's a balanced fight. Can we have
That
this
might be a pretty
fight?
balanced fight.
I want to
Yes,
see
Keanu
this
Reeves
fight.
all day.
I want to watch this.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
guns,
just saying.
the whole 9 yards.
I
Tom
need the
Cruise
chat
has
to
a little
tell
bit
us.
of
I
Who do you
wanna
vote
see
for?
this fight
Tom
to the
Cruise or
death.
Keanu Reeves, guys?
Your
Tell us.
segue got vetoed, Brian.
Sorry, I'm
Tom
sorry.
Cruise
right?
has a little bit of cruise
I was
control
not
himself.
waiting.
Started on an airplane and like have that shit end on like an island.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I'm down. I mean, I think that when it comes to
here.
going for a, you know, let's
here.
just make a movie. Why doesn't Tom Cruise fight Keanu Reeves in a
One
movie? Let's
vote for
put that
me.
out there right now. That should be a movie. You know,
I
maybe
changed
Amazon will
teams.
do
No,
that.
it's not going to be a
I'm
movie
Team Tom
because Tom
now.
Cruise will not do any movie where he loses. So there's no way that movie's ever going to happen.
It's true.
Well, everyone's
Unless
been
he
saying
wins.
that you said that movie would happen. A lot of people have been saying there'd be no more RoboCops, but that's happening, everybody.
There
So I
we
want to
go.
talk about MGM for a second.
No.
MGM right now, because Amazon bought MGM about a year ago. The deal closed March 2022, and they've been shuffling through this library apparently because there's so much stuff. They were saying that the MGM before actually put all of their old like projects, like archived hundreds of projects, like not done scripts, like Stanley Kubrick stuff, like the Napoleon script was in like a bunker under Kansas, like feet underground. They have like a
They're
bunker
making
full.
that.
of projects.
Amazon got all of that stuff?
They got all of it. So they've been shifting
Wow,
through all of
okay.
it. And hence why Napoleon script is moving forward too. That's happening. So they've been shifting through that for about a year.
Yes.
Oh yes, that's going
Leave
forward.
that shit
That's happening.
alone.
I think Spielberg is doing it, girl.
Spielberg's doing that.
Spielberg.
Yeah, Spielberg's doing that.
It's
But this
gonna
is
be good.
happening. So now that they have the MGM library,
Aliens, for sure.
there's a lot. They've been shuffling through this. So, I want to talk about the big projects. So, the very first one I want to talk about is RoboCop. They said they want to bring out. They want to do another RoboCop, but they want to make it a start with both film and TVs, with the TV show possibly being the first. They want to do a new Stargate, film and TV as well, with the movie first and then going into TV. They want to do a new Pink Panther movie, make it animated. They want to do a Poltergeist project. They want to get into there again.
Wouldn't
They
be
want to
interested
do
in that.
another Legally
Stargate.
Blonde. They want. I know. They want to do a Legally Blonde. They want to do Legally Blonde. They've been trying to do a Legally
74.
Blonde 3 forever. They want to do that first, and they want to maybe do a
Reese
series
Witherspoon's like
too.
70. Like, are we serious with another Legally Blonde? Like, please
Not a
stop.
friend
They
of
want
the
to do it.
show,
They want to do a
apparently.
barber shop. They want to do a Fame. They want to do a Magnificent Seven.
Ridiculous.
A Thomas Crown Affair. They want to do. They want to do that too.
Barbershop. Tony Trucks was in that, Brian. Get Tony out there.
Oh, she was in that.
Yeah,
she
she
was
was.
in that.
Offensive, all of it.
We dumped
They
a
wanna
bunch
go-
of people. Fucking around. We're gonna remake Over the Top.
I mean,
remake whatever we could find in this bag over here.
Yeah,
But there's
exactly.
a lot of bags
Get
down
around
there. There's
here.
gotta
it's
be.
like bingo or like like
There's
a
some
fucking
time
silent auction.
Oh,
RoboCop wins. Everybody, we're gonna do that.
Oh,
And the last RoboCop was shit.
Cyborg.
They've been diving into this pool of things.
Legally,
We
can
covered that
can you
on
get
our old
GR's
podcast,
comments up
3D
there? That's
version.
rough.
Legally puke.
Legally puke.
Thanks for participating, GR. I caught
They
your
have a very
episode the other day.
successful
That was
musical.
great.
I think we're good.
Can we
But as
not
we
fuck
talked
with
about
Legally
this-
Blonde and just let the legacy be like in a respectable place?
Thank
with it?
you.
Like, where I have a nice
I'm going to
This
tell you
is-
this.
this
That
is
was
about
the very
burning-
first
I'm
one
not
I
a
talked
personal
about.
fan,
Brian
but, like,
Burns Bridges. It's cruise
Just,
control.
like, fuck off, like,
colon
with this stuff,
Brian
like-
Burns Bridges.
Unless you're a friend of the show.
Yes.
I'm a huge RoboCop fan. Like I am a diehard RoboCop.
Yeah, let's get
fan.
into
Like,
this.
It is my all-time
Yeah.
favorite series. I am so into RoboCop. I am always looking for RoboCop. I have gone through every single RoboCop thing. I've watched every animated series, every single weird spin-off series, every single TV series. If it's got RoboCop on it, I've watched it. But I'm not here asking for more. I'm not here asking for reboots. I'm not asking for new whatever. And if you are going to do more, all I want you to do is go back to the same old subject matter and just give me more of it. And that's all I
Yes.
want from it.
Thank
because,
you.
like, seriously, that last series that they did where it was like, it took place like 20 years after the films, and it was like he's just out there by himself just running still, and they're like, I don't even know how he's still functioning, like, we're confused. That was a great series. I really like that. So if you want to do more of that, I'm here for that. But outside of that, I'm not fucking here for it. Let Canada keep making RoboCop. They did a great job with it, like, seriously. So, like, I'm here for any of that kind of shit, but that last movie was a train wreck piece of shit of a film. I don't know.
And I
what they
like
were
him too, Kinnaman. I like him.
thinking with that film. Yeah, there was a lot of people like praising the actors. It wasn't his fault. It was the film.
Gary
The film
Oldman's
was
in
an
that
absolute
shit?
piece of shit of a film. Like the acting was terrible. The stories was terrible. The CG was bad. Like it wasn't
The
just
suit was
bad
horrible.
for whatever. Like because we talked about it on our podcast, and like we're like, if you're watching a film in the year like 2010 or 20 like and up, and you're complaining about things like audio, CG, like visual
Problematic.
effects, things like that. If those are issues that you're having with it, then this film is really bad. Like, you've really, really dropped the ball, because those are not issues that I typically are things that I complain about in modern film. I'm usually complaining about story, acting, like those kinds of things, because we've gotten our VFX so good at this point that, like, it's
it
very
shouldn't be an
rare
issue.
that I'm watching an expensive film and I'm having those issues. So if I'm watching a like $1 million, like multi-million-dollar plus like Hollywood major reboot film, and those are issues that I'm having with it, then they have seriously dropped the ball.
100%.
So I just don't want more from this. Like, I don't like, and there were some good concepts in that film, but like there's just not enough to really make up for anything that they did. Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know what you're gonna go back to. So if you're not gonna go, but also like all the actors from the original series are way too old at this point to bring back.
Yeah, Peter
There's
Weller
just-
can't do that shit anymore.
Like,
Maybe a commissioner,
No,
like a
and-
police
and-
commissioner or
Cameo,
something.
Yeah.
I don't really want to see you like bring the old suit back. I just think it's too old. It's too past its time. Like,
I think we're focusing on one specific fucking thing when they're trying to reboot everything that they ever come in
Everything.
contact with.
Mike, you're excited about Legally Blonde, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be good. I've
Fuck
never
you.
seen it. I have no reason to believe it's not good, except for GR saying legally puke, of course.
I mean, that's the thing.
Right.
Like, Lexi, I agree with you. Like, the thing is, like, I'm like, let's not go there.
No
Well,
one.
let's not go there.
Literally no one.
But
RoboCop
Amazon
doesn't
spent, like, I mean, you
function
think
in
about how
today's
much they
world,
spent
though.
on this. They
Like,
spent
you're looking at the IP. Like, that's
spent
the thing. Like, I'm not trying to
$8.5
cut you
billion
off,
on all
but,
this.
like, it's not functional for today's world.
You're good.
RoboCop came from a Reagan
Definitely
era anti-drug propaganda. He doesn't function
That's right.
in today's world. He exists in an ultra-violent 80s action era, anti-drug era. Like, he can't function in this world. You can't reboot him because he can't exist in this environment. He's of his
Hold
era.
on.
He's
Read this.
great and
Read
he's
this
wonderful.
comment. This is actually very insightful, I think.
With all the modern shit involving cops, George Floyd, I think you should make a great RoboCop with some great social commentary now.
That might be a
100%
very good
Justin.
fucking point, Justin.
But it's a different film than rebooting. Then you're making a different RoboCop. You don't have to make RoboCop. You can make your own film, and then you make a different whatever around it. You
I don't know.
reboot
I don't know,
RoboCop.
Lexi.
They
let
rebooted
me
Doogie
chime in.
Howser with a Hawaiian bitch. I mean, that's what they do now. So like
God.
they're just rebooting.
I think I know the aesthetic
RoboCop
that you're
in
talking
today's
about. I know the aesthetic
time.
that you're talking about, and I guess the anti-drug thing is true. That was critical to it. But and RoboCop was peak 1980s cyberpunk dystopian aesthetic, right? And I can see how you can say, Lego parting that in today might be a little challenging.
Well, it's anti-capitalism and it's very much of the '80s era.
I think they can find a way to.
excess.
I think they can find a way to do it. Like I love that aesthetic.
Of course,
like
you can find a way to
we're
do
living
it.
in a cyberpunk dystopia.
It's not about being able to find a way to do it. It's about that story needs to stay where it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do it, make your own version that can exist for this era. Because
of a reboot.
RoboCop exists from that era, and
I didn't
is
even see
of
that. It's
that
just a
era.
reboot. Yeah.
You can do
Yeah, I'll
your
reboot.
own RoboCop of whatever. You can do your own robotic cop that comes in and deals with all this kind of shit. Like there's a story to have.
Well, but then it's like a
That's
copycat
it.
situation. Like it has to be like a splinter off of it, or else it has no
Fine.
credibility.
That's fine.
There's also so many projects though. You're talking about
It
Legally
doesn't.
Blonde.
It's
We're
just,
talking.
like, it goes back to just doing original stories.
Oh, I
Yeah,
that
that's-
girl. Listen,
Go ahead. You
No,
go back
I
and
mean-
forth
But they
with
spent-
RoboCop.
I mean, me and you, that's our thing. We're always like, fuck all this fucking reboot bullshit. Like, it's always the same fucking crap. I mean, I am
Always.
100 with that.
Stop doing
But in-
reboots. Just leave it alone.
Since
No,
Since
just
we're in
nostalgia.
this
Nostalgia is all I need to keep me
story-
going. I don't need these new ideas coming into my brain.
Yeah.
Just familiarity. That's what
Oh,
I
see, you're.
my
I feel
mind
like
to.
you're in the minority. Why are you putting me
Fucking
next to Legally
member
Blonde? Because I'm blonde. That's blondest. That's hair colorist. Or whatever the fuck.
See,
you
that's
call
a
it.
much
I
nicer
appreciate
Modoc
it.
moment than the one that I had.
hey,
You're
I
welcome,
wasn't
Mike.
trying to do that
Does
comparison.
your brother look like MODOK too?
Yeah.
If we get-
Somewhere
we get a
between
picture
Modoc
of
and
you and your
Pete Davidson. I
brother,
would say
they,
Pete
like-
Davidson doesn't necessarily not look
Modoc
like
Davidson, we've got it. Good to know.
Modoc.
I just think the problem is, I mean, they spent like $8.5 billion, so they bought all this content. They're going through, I mean, the James Bond is a huge franchise for
What a waste
MGM.
of money.
They have that. They're going to keep doing that, but they've been shifting through it for a
Yeah.
year and they came up with this lineup. This is what we're going to make. And for me, they're going to do a barbershop thing again. They're going to do, I mean,
A
it's
lot
like
of
you,
it's
I mean,
stupid. It's
a lot of it's just dumb. Like, why we got to go back to this stuff again?
Fuck
But they're
off.
also trying to bank off what they paid for. That's what it is,
It just doesn't make any sense. It's like
Barbershop. They had
the stuff.
how many barbershop movies? They already had a barbershop TV show. Do you need more
Oh, yeah.
fucking barbershop? Like,
No,
haven't we done enough with barbershop?
No.
Like, do we
But
need
also,
more with it?
most of
And I'm
the
not-
shit
I'm like,
we don't need more.
It's not
of.
even old. They did that recently.
It's not even old.
Barbershop was recent.
They're doing a Fame one,
It's like the Moana
Ugh,
thing they're doing.
Fame?
Like, come on.
Magnificent
Stop it.
Seven.
8 Mile reboot.
I mean, they're
Fame,
getting
they
it 8
wanted
Mile,
to
yeah.
live forever and ever and ever and ever and
Don't shining me, girl.
Forever
I will
and
go into a
ever
Kubrick
and
coma right
ever.
now.
Ice Cube
yeah,
is sold out, Justin. He's not real anymore.
oh god, right?
But I
He's a
think
Beanie
our
Baby.
idea is here.
I love
They have
Ice
all this
Cube.
money. They're making these projects. Of course, there's ripping into the past. They spent $9 billion on this. But I think Jeff Bezos fucked up and wasted his money on this purchase. Or maybe you should just put it up on his content and call it a day, and
Dude,
or
the
maybe charge
streamers-
people
the
for it.
streamers are all struggling
fact
with how to
of
spend
the
their
matter
money,
This
aren't they?
fortune.
This shit's gonna make money anyway. Whether it sucks or not,
Oh, yeah.
it's gonna make money because people are gonna fucking watch it. It's a built-in audience.
This costs
People don't wanna
less
take
than his
chances on things.
Penis-shaped rocket ship.
Oh,
Like,
for
this doesn't
sure. I mean,
cost
that
shit
costs.
to-
If you could
like,
take all these
this
reboots
doesn't
together,
matter
shove
to
it up
him.
their ass of the rocket, and it would still be less money.
Speaking of a penis-shaped rocket that you shove in your ass, I want to talk about the Penguin.
Wow.
I don't know if he's really a penis shape.
Actual fuck.
What's the time code here, Brian?
We're moving up here. We're going a little long here. So I want to talk about the Penguin very quickly. They've dropped a new trailer for it. The Colin Farrell Penguin, that's a spinoff of the Batman movie, of course. Now they're doing 8 episodes of this. It's going to be on the new, it's a whole new branding. HBO Max is now Max, going to be starting in May. We talked about this. So it's one of Max's like big products they pushed when they were actually doing the announcement. So Colin Farrell's going to do this. And they said that Battinson might show up in this shit too. To kind of like merge the worlds. It takes place right after the Batman. So it's kind of like continuing that. And then it's going to go from this right into the Batman 2. And the trailer came out. And for me, I'm like, is it a trailer? Like, I mean, they're pitching it as this big trailer, but it's more like a behind the scenes with footage. It's the weirdest trailer I've ever seen before. And I was like, I like Colin Farrell as this. I think they actually did a great job, because my worry for this going into it was you go from movie to television. And even though it's like supposed to be a premium thing, like home box office, not home box office anymore, but will they do the same makeup?
Max.
Will they keep it to the same standard? And I think they did for the makeup. I feel like Colin Farrell's limping more in this. I don't know if that's something that happened after the Batman, but
maybe it's a real limp. Maybe it's progressing.
Maybe it's a real limp.
Brian.
Every limp, but like, you know,
isn't it supposed to be?
He's got
like
gout.
He's got gout maybe now.
Oh,
Penguin. With
I will
gout,
say
it's
the
a real
one thing
problem.
about this, for me though,
All
I
that
was
fish.
excited. His performance still though is really good. His performance is good. Him like just sitting there with the still
course.
moments where he shoots the guy and has that moment where he laughs. Like, I really like that. It was weird having people booms like running around the scene and stuff like that.
yeah,
I'm like,
there
why
was
we
a
gotta show
boom.
this?
Like, I'm like, is there a movie within the movie? I don't understand why there's a fucking boom in the fucking trailer. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe there
No,
is a
but
movie within the movie.
Maybe there is.
That'll be cool.
But this is coming out. It's coming out in September. Mike, what do you think about this? Are you excited about this? Think this looks good, or do you think that it's they should have just left it being a movie?
You know, there was the Batman TV show Gotham stuff where they got into that weird skinny white guy Penguin. I like that Penguin. I was into it.
I like that Penguin too.
And I'm happy that they finally gave Colin Farrell like a really sexy role that he can dig his teeth into.
Well, he's not sexy,
honestly,
but
you're talking about multiple Batman
I think it's
movies,
sarcasm.
and I really want the plural of Batman to be Bats Men. Wait, Bats Man,
Manson.
rather than Batmen's, which is I
Are
think.
you even drinking? What are you saying right now?
I haven't. It is hot in the room where I'm recording
Jesus
right
Christ, are you
now.
having heat stroke, bro? Like, what is happening right now?
Some of us, Lexi and I,
He
like to
doesn't
take
need to
naps
drink,
in
he's just
movies. I took a
suffering
nap
from
in the middle of the Batman movie. It was long. I liked it.
I
So
also
I'm
did.
here for
I
it.
also fell asleep in the Batman.
Yeah. Well,
To
it
be
was
fair-
a soothing movie.
There were plenty of times for everyone to take a nap because there were 20 minutes where nothing happened. It was just a long tracking shot of boots, a long tracking shot of someone looking, another tracking shot of someone else looking. I mean, it was very, 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 very long shots and very, very boring. But if you napped during any of Colin Farrell's parts, you missed the whole movie because that's what matters.
He was good. He was
through
good. I
all
liked
of
it. I mean, I think
those.
everybody's gonna like
it
it,
was
right?
the only
we're all
thing that
tuning
was
in
good.
for it.
He was the best. Yeah, he was great in it. He really was. But like the fact that he's getting his own spin-off, I think is cool because again, his character was so good. You have 8 episodes to dive into his character. We'll make him the big crime lord that the Penguin should be. Lexi, what do you think? Did you see the Batman? And are you excited about this
Hold
after
on.
watching the trailer?
I'm sorry to steal
Yes.
your thunder yet again, but we've got 2 requests to drink. So everybody, cups up.
Well,
Okay, here we go.
Cups up.
I'm gonna do a shot. I've been holding this shot for a while. I'm gonna do this shot,
To
everybody.
Jacob and Justin.
Happy Friday, everybody.
All right, Lexi, answer Brian's question now, please.
So Brian's
Thank you.
last penis rocket segue. That's my
Venus
toast.
rockets all day.
Well, as I said before, I fell asleep watching this movie. I remember that the Riddler was the Zodiac killer. And
A lot of
Paul
ways.
Dano. I don't feel Paul Dano.
that's about all I remember from it. Other than that, I feel like I need to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, no, you don't. It's terrible. Just fast forward till you see the Penguin and watch those scenes.
I'm a big Batman fan and I'm a big Robert Pattinson fan, and I feel like
he's
it's
terrible.
not fair of me to give it I feel like I need to give it a second, regardless of what you say, and I'm not going to disagree with you because I'll probably go back and watch it and be like, you know what, it probably wasn't very good, but it
was
I
good.
feel like I need to give it a chance because
What?
a proper sit down chance because
Fair enough.
Batman is one of those few franchises where I just give it respect.
They tried to
Before
escape
you
from a
watch it-
flood by going into the basement.
I know,
think
that
that's
was
the
absurd.
that's the
That was
primary
absurd.
problem I
Yeah.
have with that movie.
But just before you watch it, before you that's like secondary to me, Mike. Before you watch it, I just want you to take into consideration my one big complaint about the movie is that there was zero difference between Bruce Wayne and Batman, and that is not how the character is built. So
Dustin,
that's
why you got to call me out?
my problem.
You're
Oh
so-
yeah, there's Colin looking. looking
Yeah.
sexy.
Yep. I mean,
I'm not going to disagree, but
they really did him up in this pick. I mean, my goodness.
I mean,
And the makeup
phenomenal
is
actor.
phenomenal. And yeah, and he's phenomenal. He was the best part of that
Him.
movie. Like every time he was on the screen, I was super engaged and super excited. And I love Jeffrey Wright. That's who his name is, right? I fuck
Yeah,
his name
Jeffrey
up all the
Wright.
time.
Yeah.
I love him. But it was just like he was doing the same like
He-
disgruntled, like angry acting that Robert Pattinson was doing, and it was just like this slow talking, low talking, grumbly talking stuff all the time. And I was like, oh, enough is enough. Like
Sometimes you gotta grumble act.
No, it was too much. It wasn't
That's
like
not- that's not makeup
Kiefer
effects. He
Sutherland
actually looks like that now.
acting. It was different. It was very different. I didn't.
He's
like it.
Colin Farrell's really like surprising in like his later years because like there was that point there in his career where you're starting
He's
to
bringing
wonder
it.
if he was going to be a good actor or not. Like when he was that real douchebag phase, and everybody was like, I don't know if this guy's worth an actor.
Yeah, you mean the first 25 years of his career?
Yeah, like there was that real like questionable
Minority Report
point with him. And then, like, all of a sudden, like, out of the blue, he just, like, pulled it up. And you're like, whoa, this guy can act.
I think it was The
like,
Gentleman.
okay.
I think it was Gentleman or The Gentleman.
He was great in that.
That's
I'll put
what
that on
turned
my
it
just
around
watch
for me.
list then, if that's good.
Because I hated
he was
him.
great in
and I
The
was
It's so good.
douche.
He was
and then
good
I
in
saw
a lot
that.
of stuff. Like, he just
Well, yeah,
started,
but
like,
I mean,
pulling it
that
out
was
of
the turn
bag,
for
and
me.
you're like, all right, Colin, let's see what you got. Like, keep giving it
IPA
to me.
sessions like
And
emo
ever since
Bruce
he's been
Wayne.
excellent. He's been really good, and I've been really
Emo
impressed with his
Bruce Wayne doesn't
performances.
exist. That's
It's
not who
interesting.
Bruce
Like now
Wayne
you
is.
see him, and you're like, I want more. Like, keep giving it to me. Like, I'm here for you.
Yep.
Like, so
I'm.
it's nice to see
I've
that turn.
converted. Yep.
'Cause,
You're right. You're
well,
exactly
like,
right.
it's been difficult
I don't
to
know.
deal with him.
I think it's great that Colin Farrell gets this opportunity to have his own series. The fact that he's going to TV and
Yes,
doing it
Justin.
because he hasn't done TV really, so it's big for him to be like take a role on like this. And more
Yeah, that's a
actors
lot
are
of
doing
work.
this in Hollywood. It's a lot of work. 8 episodes and they're hour episodes. I mean, they're probably like 52 minutes. You know what I mean? That's a lot of work. That's you think about you put that together. It's a couple movies, and he's doing it. Great for him. He must love this character, and it seems like he loves
And
this
also
character a lot.
having to go into
I mean, he's
makeup
fucking
a
phenomenal.
solid 2 hours before his call time at the very bare minimum.
Yeah.
I'm sure he likes the paychecks too.
He
No
must
doubt,
love the
girl.
paychecks. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, honestly, apparently Jonah Hill doesn't because he doesn't want to do press. But anyways, now it's time for our featured story of the night. Let's get it. I don't. Anyway, as an actor, I don't. That's as an actor who loves every aspect of the job. That's one of the most
You're just
exciting
jealous
parts for
that
me.
He can manipulate producers better than you, man.
I'm just upset. I'm like, it makes a bad. I mean, honestly,
Oh,
it's how it works.
douchey.
Anyways,
Like that.
we'll talk about
Coming
Jonah Hill
up.
maybe later. But
If you don't
I want to
wanna
get
do
into our
press,
featured story.
And you don't have to do press.
It is
why
part
are
of the
we
fucking job,
compelling him to
actually.
do
Part of the
press?
job, though.
Yeah, but they're
It's
giving
part
him
of the
money
job.
already to do
It doesn't matter. It's
He's already
part of the
done it.
job. No one's gonna hire a young actor to be a person like on the fucking screen
did
that
it, though.
doesn't want to do press. That's not a thing.
You can't
like,
say
it's
he
literally
can't
not a
do
thing.
something that he made
No,
happen.
he can do
Like,
it.
Turned it into a
Because he
fuck the
waited
Jonah
until he
Hill
was
session.
famous until he
I don't know
did
how it happened. You know what I say?
Fuck this
Here's to
guy.
you, Jonah.
it. Unbelievable. Although Superbad is one of my favorite comedies of all time. It's very funny.
He
Team
is
Harry
funny.
and Meghan.
Enjoy that,
Honestly,
I'm just saying.
he is funny, and I like him in everything I've seen him in. But this is one of those. It's one of those. And he says he gets anxiety, which I feel for him.
Did you
I'll say
wait?
that.
No,
I was
no.
gonna say.
I'm sorry. Did you not
I feel-
get anxiety for the first 20 years of your fucking career? Because you were doing press for all that shit. That was fine. Did you take Xanax? How about you keep doing that, bro? Fuck off.
I feel.
Turn back to the
it's-
drugs, Jonah. Come on, be
I mean,
real.
I'm
This
just
is
saying,
Hollywood,
he didn't
bro.
hold on.
Bring back.
No,
Lexi Pro,
no.
get
Hold on.
back to
You can
those
put
interviews.
yourself out there and fucking pretend like everything's fine until you get what you want. And then you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. That's the same way when you date someone who is like, oh my God, it's so amazing. I love going horseback riding. And then all of a sudden you're together for 2 years and they're like, I fucking hate horses. Get the fucking horse out of my fucking face. And I'm like, wait a minute. The whole time you
it's
told me you
capitalism.
loved horses.
It's
and I
capitalism.
thought we
It's
were
not a personal
horse couple,
relationship.
and now we're not a horse couple anymore. It's ridiculous. You pretended to be something that you weren't. He pretended to be someone who was cool with press. Now he's not cool with press.
Right,
And that's
because they
kinda
were paying him.
It's kind of like
Because they were paying him for it.
Fuck you, horse couple situation. I'm just saying. Not that I like horses because I don't. I'm allergic. I'm just saying. I was trying to think of something that would be relatable. Like people pretend to be somebody that they're not. You pretend to be an actor and somebody who likes a
Yeah,
camera
for money,
and likes
for
doing fucking press.
massive paychecks.
Right. But
And
now that you
also-
have enough money, you don't have to do that part of your job anymore.
Right.
It's still
That's
part
the
of your
point.
job description, though. Still part of your
Yeah.
job description.
Not if the contract you write doesn't include it, and they give you money anyway.
I get what you're saying.
It's
still,
indulgent.
It's a bad
I see
precedent.
how you
smoke
can
and
perceive it
mirror
as indulgent.
situation. It's kind of fucked up.
It's a bad precedent
Team Meghan
because
and Harry.
honestly, it's going to hurt movies. It's going to
Kinda
hurt
fucked
movies.
up.
The bottom line, you have to do press. It's part
You
of the
have to
fucking
ride
job.
the
It's been
horses,
forever.
bro. You can't just stand
And
in the
honestly-
horse farm.
Some people
Again,
do.
and here's
Some
where I
people
go.
don't.
Here's where I go back to, like, I mean, a lot of people will take your fucking job and do that. So you're welcome. Anyways, with that, I gotta do it again because we had a.
He still got his job though.
Well, he does for
That's
now.
the problem.
Sorry.
Anyways.
Sorry. I like this. That was a fun conversation. Sorry, Brian.
You're welcome.
Anyways, Jonah Hill, let me do this again. Anyways, now it's time for our featured story of the night.
Entering out.
But like I'm just
Horse
arguing the point.
couples.
I'm
Horse
starting over
couples.
because I had no chance to do
Horse
it. So
couples, I'm
I
telling
want
you.
to jump in. I want to jump into DC's
Oh, yeah.
Creature Commandos. I want to get into this because this
Oh, sorry.
was announced during the whole James Gunn announcement for their first phase of DC, right? It's called Gods and Monsters, but they had no cast. It's the very first one coming from this. It's an animated series. James Gunn wrote all the episodes. It's kind of like a Suicide Squad kind of spin-off. You know, it's DC's like big start. It's their first start. And the big thing about this too, as James Gunn said, is he wants all these actors who are doing the voice acting to actually go into live action too and play the same characters in live action adaptations, which doesn't always happen. A lot of times these people, it's totally separate, but he's like, we're not doing that. We're gonna make this different.
That's
We're gonna
kinda
make this
cool.
all connected.
When do you
I
ever
like
see
it.
that? You don't like ever see that.
It never happens. And that's why like somebody like Frank Grillo came on board and he was actually playing Crossbones in Marvel. And they were supposed to do like a whole thing with him. And they only did like one thing in Winter Soldier. And then they just never brought him back again, which again, he's very talented and maybe they just couldn't get to it, but whatever. Now he's playing Rick Flag Sr., which is Rick Flag's father actually, who runs the actual Suicide Squad in the ones we've seen. Again, Kinnaman, it's his dad. But he's going to be playing this part, running the whole group of the Commandos. Also, Sean Gunn, who played
So is
Weasel,
it
is also
prequel?
playing Weasel in this. This is his dad, but I mean, it's not really a prequel, but it's like his dad running this. His dad's older, you know?
The original Creature Commandos took place during the war, so maybe it is a prequel.
It might be. They haven't announced enough about that. All they announced is
too.
casting. What's
I
that?
thought this shit took place in like World War II. Like the
Yeah,
Creature
that's what I
Commandos,
said
but,
during
like,
the war. The original.
I mean,
one,
you got
like,
Frankenstein, you
the
got Bride of
comics.
Frankenstein. They haven't announced anything about the actual storyline yet, besides that it's a 7-episode show focused on the creation of Black Ops, a team out of prisoners. And they were saying on Waller's.
Right,
Is
so it
this
has
image-
to be a prequel.
Is
No,
this
no,
image,
because
like-
Waller's apparently running it though. So Waller's running
but
this team.
still,
That's
it
what they're saying.
if it's
make
running a
young
misfit
Waller
team
maybe?
at a prison, like it has
She
to
can't be that young.
No, but it has to
How
be like
old
the
is Waller in it?
first thing.
That's a
Is
good
she,
question.
Like,
They
young
didn't say.
Waller or old Waller.
They haven't said that.
I think in the comics it's a young Waller.
Well, maybe, but I mean, how
Fucking love
World War
Amanda
II to
Waller.
present
I'm
day? That's a
Bernie
big
Amanda
difference.
Waller.
It would have to be like Waller's grandma or something like that. You know what I mean?
She's
No. She's
Amanda
also
Waller
a
is the
superhero,
best
but we haven't
DC
seen any of her
character,
powers
like-
yet.
seriously. She
Waller's
is.
not
She's the
powers.
best DC character.
She's a badass bitch, and she is a supervillain, actually.
Let me tell you, the woman that they cast in the DC movies to play Amanda Waller, she better play Amanda Waller in all of the DC from
Oh, she
here
will.
on out. She is
Bill Davis,
the
yes, she
best
will.
casting.
She will.
She is.
She's already cast.
She is to Amanda Waller what what's his face is to you know what I'm talking about. I'm
Keanu
drunk
Reeves is
right
a
now.
John Wick.
No.
Oh, I'm
Bringing
sorry,
that
I
John
thought
Wick
that-
back.
I thought that would be good.
Nick Fury. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Nick
Fury.
Fucking
Samuel
Samuel
Jackson.
Jackson.
Samuel
Yeah.
Jackson. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they finally announced like the whole. They announced. Happy Friday, everybody! Happy Friday. Well, they finally announced the whole cast for this. Like I said, Frank Grillo's coming in for this, but also on top of that, You have Sean Gunn playing Weasel, but Sean Gunn, of course, he played Weasel in the Suicide Squad, so he's playing that. He'll continue on the live action
Yeah.
and do this as well. He's also playing
called
the
that
part
months
of
ago.
G.I. Robot, which is very much like a robot man from Doom Patrol, very much in that kind of vein too. He'll be playing both parts in the movie, which is interesting too. Friend of the show, I would say friend of the show, Alan Tudyk. I fucking love me some Alan
love
Tudyk.
him. Love him.
Alan Tudyk's coming, of course, voice acting, but he also playing the live-action version of this. He's playing Dr. Phosphorus, who is a character that is radioactive supervillain whose body chemistry was fundamentally altered by being exposed to radioactive core.
That's what
living
happens.
up to his new
It happens to
namesake,
everybody.
and his body burns like an eternal flame of the tomorrow. You know.
Are they?
So that's
Are they? Is this a movie or is this a TV show?
it's a cartoon series for Max, and then they're saying that these characters
That's
will
what I
bleed
thought.
into the DC universe too in live action as well.
So this is a DC movie, or this is an DC animated series.
8-episode series, yeah.
Do you know? Because I couldn't see anything when I did read the articles you sent me, but I couldn't find anything. Do we know offhand if Bruce Timm is involved in this at all?
Oh,
Bruce
I haven't
is
seen it. No, James Gunn wrote everything by himself.
Yeah.
James Gunn wrote it, but like Bruce Timm, do you know if he's a producer at all on it or anything?
I didn't see him involved at all, actually. I mean,
'Cause,
as
like,
far
when it
as I've
comes-
seen.
Because when it comes to the DC animation, like I like to at least see Bruce Timm involved in like the production of it, like bare minimum. So that's why I'm just asking, because like
It would be nice
wanna
because
see-
he's like,
I want to see that. Like I just want to see that. That's all.
it would be great. I mean, hopefully, but like, so we got Sean Gunn, we got
Everybody's like, "What are you talking about?"
we got Frank Grillo, we got Maria Bakalova, who's coming in to play Princess Rostrovic. We got Indria Varma. Oh god, my
I
I'm
like
getting
how
drunk.
you're trying to
Playing
like
the
put yourself
bride.
in an ethnic voice all of a sudden. You're like
It's not-
Hey, I'm gonna drink for that. We got Zoe Chow. We got we got David Harbour
It's-
coming in to play Frankenstein. We got
Yes.
Steve Agnew coming back to be John Icamos.
It's not DC animation if Bruce Timm's not involved. Like that's just like I don't care. Like
Well-
James Gunn could be involved, all that could be involved, but like if he's not there, it's gonna like ruin the continuity that they have because like DC's animation is just like got like this perfect continuity going on, and I want to see this be part of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't
It's
ruin
supposed
that
to be all-
continuity
I'm fairly
because
certain
like they've
that-
got such a good
I'm-
thing going on. So
I'm
Hey,
fairly
Lexi-
certain that
That's my
Bruce
only
Timm
worry.
has nothing to do with it.
Lexi, quick question for you. Do you think that these press images, do you think that they're going to be indicative of the animation style that we're going to see? Because they are gorgeous. They're super beautiful.
They are different than what I'm used to seeing. I'm not mad at it. Like it looks like it's going to be a little bit different than what I'm used to seeing from DC's animation. But like DC's animation, here's the thing: DC's animation division has always been better than Marvel's. Period. Marvel's always sucked at animated projects. Like Marvel's got it hands down when it comes to live action. DC's always sucked at live action. They're falling like every single time. DC's never been able to make a quality live action product to save their life. So their movies have always sucked.
Never.
Their live action TV shows have always sucked. Like that's just like, well, Batman's about their only property they've ever been like good with. Outside of Batman, they've never really been very good with their live action products. So like it's always been like hits. They're especially their recent stuff. Like they've been very hit. Like I like Shazam. Shazam was really good, and I think there was something else that we saw recently that was good. Like I've liked what Gunn's done with Suicide Squad and things like that. But I'm trying to have like a cohesive
Wonder
conversation here and not be drunk. Wonder Woman was terrible. Those were garbage.
The
But,
original Wonder Woman, you think it was garbage?
First Wonder Woman
The
was great.
old one, like the very
84 was
you're talking
bad.
like the very first like old TV series. Or are you talking like
Gal Gadot.
No, like the very
Gal
first TV series was actually pretty fucking cool, but the Gal Gadot very first one I thought was really good. It was
Nah.
way too long, but I thought it was good. The second one was shit, but the first one I thought
They're
was
both
good.
garbage.
I was in the Wonder
I actually
Woman
like this-
Wonder Woman reboot pilot. Did not get picked up.
I remember that, Mike. I remember that. Yeah. And it was the girl from Sabrina knows her. The girl from
from the Orville.
From Orville, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the girl from Orville
blonde?
was
I thought-
Wonder Woman.
She was
Yeah.
Wonder Woman in that
I thought
pilot,
Gal Gadot was terrible casting for Wonder Woman. Like
Wow,
absolute
that's
dreadful.
offensive.
Like,
But how else are they going to do? What's the Amazon accent like? Like I thought that was a good
it's
choice.
not the accent that was the issue. Like it wasn't my issue. Like she wasn't who I would have
That she
cast.
can't
and-
act.
Yeah, that was my issue
Huh,
right there.
That's offensive.
What do we think about this cast? That's my question. What do we think about this cast? Mike, are you excited about this cast?
David
You see
Harbour,
that
man. Give me David
Harbour is
Harbour. This
awesome,
cast
right?
looks stellar. Like, it's like the if this is indicative of the animation style, I think this is beautiful. This is really, it's high production values on like kind of an anime style that we're seeing blending with Western animation, like, but with money put into it, which is great. It looks gorgeous to me. David Harbour, boom, right? Everybody wants
Frankenstein.
to see him.
Checking the boxes.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Alan Tudyk,
But the-
awesome, like the
whole-
best.
Alan Tudyk. Oh,
the whole-
Steve Agee, we didn't mention.
Yeah, Agee coming back to be
bringing back
Economos?
his character
I'm gonna drink
from
on
what?
Yes,
The,
From
Economos.
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Economos.
from-
Yeah,
And
Economos,
from
there it is.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, we love Steve Agee too, right? I mean, it's got funny people.
Yes.
So I'm
I'm
tuning in. I'm
surprised,
checking it out.
I'm surprised he didn't announce his girlfriend who plays hardcore. Like, that's kind of weird.
I'm
to me.
surprised she wasn't in it
Like,
too.
why,
Honestly,
why don't
old
we
people.
have that? Is it because she's his girlfriend? He's gonna wait for that? It seems kind of weird. But honestly, I feel like
How about Sean Gunn? His brother's in it though.
yeah, he announced that. I mean, that's different
yeah?
than fucking someone. Nepotism is a little bit different in that way.
Nepo babies.
So the concept of this comic is basically like they're a very monster like,
Monster Squad.
yeah, but they're a bunch of monsters who are very much like humans, and they're going up against humans who are actually fucking monsters. So I think it's a really good
They're
concept.
actually
and I think
fucking
it's-
monsters?
Well, no,
They're fucking
oh
monsters.
god, wow,
Oh,
way to be
now I'm
literal
tuning
and
in.
fucking
They're
weird,
fucking
dude. You're being
That's what-
super
that's what
weird
Okay,
Sabrina
right
just
now.
now
said.
that's a show
You're
I want to
being
watch.
super
I'm like
weird and
super
gross,
here for that
and I'd
show.
appreciate it if
I'm
you
not the
keep
one
your
talking
dick in your
about
I am
pants.
fucking
like
monsters.
ready for
And-
this show.
DC is monster
Yo,
fucking.
Actual, okay, you know
I am
what?
like
Fuck you all.
100% here for
You
that.
all
I'm
know what I
trolling. I'm
mean.
sorry,
You
Sabrina.
know what I mean, and that's fucked up that you're trying to do
would
that.
watch the shit out of that show. I
See,
would
Jake
be
would watch it.
on board for that
The
in a
point
second.
is
Yeah,
that
Jay,
the
yeah.
monsters are more human than the humans, and I think
Yes,
that is
yes.
very fucking
More-
relevant to
Are
what is
they-
going on in the
are they
world
more
today.
human than
And I
human?
think that it's also very relevant to life in general. I didn't hear your question. What was that again?
I caught that, Lexi.
I'm just being a smartass.
I like it. I like a smartass. I also like to make a
Just-
very
what is
good
it,
point,
Power
which
Man
I
Power Man
trust
5000?
is.
Who is that? I can't even remember.
Power Man
We haven't brought
5000.
up snowballing this episode yet.
No,
More
I
human
know
than
it's
human.
getting
So we're getting
raunchy.
raunchy.
Oh
and-
jeez, bringing the snowballing into
Hey,
it.
Mr.
Anyone who
Cockrocket
knows
over
me
there
or
started
anyone
it.
who knows
I
the show
think though,
knows
look
that
at the
I use
cast,
the word
though.
fuck as every adjective on the fucking planet. So everyone
Look
can
at the
kindly go
cast,
fuck
though.
themselves. How about that?
I just want to say, look at the
Fair.
cast. James Gunn starting off. He wrote all these episodes. He's starting this off. These people are going to bleed into the actual movies and everything else. I think it's smart to start. I mean, but then again, I'm also surprised it's an animated film for the very first, or animated series for the very first thing for your new phase. You know, you think you'd hit him with something big like Superman, was not until 2025. You know, we don't have that for a long time. We don't have anything. The big DC people we're starting with. Creature Commandos. Is that a bad
It's
choice?
way easier to do voice acting and have a bunch of animators work behind the scene than to coordinate filming.
You think it's
a huge
faster then?
budget thing. Absolutely.
I think it's a really smart move for DC to stick to animation and to really start pumping out some more adult animation. I think DC's already been doing a really great job putting out a lot of adult animation. Like I've said before, and I think I've talked about it on your show before, where I've talked about that I really love the DC straight-to-video market. The DC straight-to-video market is excellent. Sorry about my quacking. The DC straight-to-video market is excellent, and they've been doing the Mortal Kombat movies, which, if anybody's been following those, they've got like the third one out now. They're fucking awesome. They're super ultra-violent. Like, they're giving a Mortal Kombat fan exactly what a Mortal Kombat fan would want from a story from Mortal Kombat. So, like, if you're looking for, like, really good quality, like, straight-to, video animation, and if you're looking for, like, good quality DC content, like, they're not afraid to, like, cross those lines and go into those areas that, like, you don't typically see superhero stuff go into. So, like, if they're willing to start putting out more of their adult content that they've already been doing with that, DC's really opening up a really good door that Marvel doesn't do, where Marvel is so willing to keep things behind this PG-13 wall. And Marvel,
They
it's
love
so
it.
funny
They
to
love that
watch.
wall.
It blows my mind to watch Marvel be where Marvel is, because if you, especially like if you're like growing up from the era that we grew up in, Marvel was the adult comic. DC was the kid comic. DC was like Marvel was for like the older kids. Like that's why they had shit like Venom and like all this, like that's why people like fucking like McFarlane worked for Marvel and shit like that. That's why they had shit like Punisher and all those like adult characters. Like they were the adult stuff, and now they're
DC
taking
pushed
these
it all to Vertigo. They kept
right,
the main thread clean. Yeah.
right, and now we're over here watching somebody take an adult empire of content and try to revert it back into palatable PG-13 family friendly content and give it back to the masses, and they're doing it, and they're doing it really well. And DC's over here taking their handfuls and piles of family friendly, like generations of family friendly superhero content, and they're flipping the script on it, and they're making it as adult as humanly possible, and they're taking all these like characters who people grew up with knowing as this particular like way, and they're just going like, oh yeah, well watch this, fucking it up, fucking it up, fucking it up, and you're
Let's
like,
make this
whoa,
happen.
like I wasn't expecting DC to ever take this like this way. So it's like seeing James Gunn come on and take over DC. If you told like 1990s like superhero comic fans that a guy from Trauma Video, who's like used to doing this with this, is going to take over DC, and all of this shit is going to be bought by Disney, you would never believe it. Like to watch the superhero transition go where it is today and try to explain it to people who don't understand, like to watch where it is, to see the adult one become for kids and see the kids one become for adults and
Complete
watch
change.
them, but like also to watch the kids one become even more badass, because like watching what they're doing with it is even better. Like I love what DC's doing. I love the direction that they've taken it. I love seeing the kids content be pushed to these directions, because it's taking a fresh new direction with stuff that you couldn't do. Whereas the Marvel stuff, it's diluting a pool. It took something that was already edgy and dark, and it's pushing it into a place that nobody wanted it to go to begin with. And so Marvel, in my eyes, is failing. And even though it's making money and it's doing what's commercially viable as far as making money for Disney and making money and growing and growing and growing and growing these properties to make more and more and more money, yeah, like they're not doing anything wrong as far as building those IPs and milking them and milking them and building them into something to make more and more
They
money.
love it.
They're doing it right. They're doing everything exactly correct. But DC, man, I'm fucking proud of them. They're doing shit that I would have never expected. Like they're walking a line that I man, being able to see Starro in a movie. Who the fuck put Starro in a movie? You know what I'm saying? Like if you told me that someone was gonna put Starro in a movie, that's insane. To see that someone's gonna make an animated series out of what we're talking about today. To see any of the stuff that DC pushes towards and pushes at, instead of seeing like Superman still to this day not be at the forefront, Batman somehow became the forefront of what DC is. How did that happen?
Well, because it was
How
the
did
best thing
Batman
that they can come
become
up
the
with.
forefront?
That's how. Like it was the
He's a
best
great
thing that they
character.
could fucking
I'm not
do.
disagreeing with you, but like
It
when you
was
think about
just
like
what they had success with. It's the
And then
same
people know
common
that
thing
most,
that we
you
talk
know?
about all the fucking time.
But you think about Superman back in the day. Superman
Right,
was
Superman,
like the great all-American
the
hero.
Christopher
Like, he
Reeve
was like
shit,
the
but after
moneymaker.
that it wasn't successful. And Tim
Right.
Burton took a hold of Batman and it fucking gained traction, and that's what they went with. And that makes sense. But like to be
You
honest
could
with
have
you,
never.
Marvel could have sucked my fucking dick until Guardians of the Galaxy 1. So thank you, James
Which
Gunn.
is also James Gunn.
Thank you, James Gunn. Exactly.
Right.
my
Jacob
point.
said that in
And-
the- Jacob
and
said in the
Jacob
chat, too.
said that, yeah. I mean,
Yep.
and so DC took, in my opinion, one of the most talented directors and creators of Marvel and took them and made them theirs so that they can put DC in a completely new direction. And Guardians of the Galaxy is honestly, I mean, I like some of the Iron Man movies, and I liked Thor Ragnarok a lot. But like honestly, like Guardians of the Galaxy, the first movie, is one of my favorite Marvel movies. Like the music, the characters, the banter, the
It was
comedy.
fantastic.
It's, I mean, fucking Groot. Like I can't. It is literally like
Yeah, Groot.
it has,
Bring it
it
on,
has
Groot.
all of the things
Give me some
that
Groot.
you want in a
me some
superhero
Groot.
movie without being 13 years old. If I can bring it back to the Deadpool conversation that I don't agree with. So,
I'm still 13.
I'm very impressed with DC for bringing fucking James Gunn on and trying to, create that within themselves with the master at the helm. And I say good luck, and I hope it's all fucking super fabulous.
Honestly, this is a great casting for me. I'm excited about it. I think that James Gunn is starting off great. I'm a little,
amazing.
again, I get it, but the doing the animation, it makes sense. It's fast, bam, 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 let's knock it out. He wrote it all. We're gonna establish these characters, bring them into the actual real life world, and it'll be good. But still, we'll see what happens with this, James Gunn. This is only the beginning, everybody. We got our cast. It's phenomenal. Let's move forward and kick some ass and eventually do that Marvel vs. DC. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, everybody.
If Gunn is
yeah.
smart, he'll invest in more I just want to say he'll invest in more animation, period. Like,
I'm sure
He
will.
will,
not just
100%.
this, but like I want to see at least 5 to 6 more new series come out from DC, and that will be the way to go. I think that like if he can invest in more animation, that DC will definitely like blow up 100%. Because Teen Titans has always been a big success, and if that's an animated series, it's always done well. So if you can keep that formula going, keep going with it.
But Titans itself can suck it. Anyways, everybody, thank you for being here on Cruise Control. We've gone quite a bit over it, but we love you guys. So, Lexi, thank you for being here as always. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Hope you've had a great time here on our special Friday edition of Cruise Control. Mike, thank you again for being here as always.
Thanks
Mike
for having
Casey.
me. I better learn to behave myself, or Sabrina's gonna kick me off the show.
I will just kick your ass. I
Malexi.
won't kick you off the
What were they
show.
calling you both? Mike Mexi?
Malexi, yeah.
Malexi, thank you for being here.
Lexi, okay.
Yeah, we got pie.
Malexi, we love you both. Sabrina, thank you for being here all the way from Florida. I appreciate you as always. And everybody out there, all of our friends, all of our family, everybody that watches Cruise Control. We're at
Thanks for
207. We're at 207 subscribers right now. Let's keep it going. Let's keep that shit moving up. That's what we want, right? So tell your friends, tell your family, tell your drunk uncle, tell your drunk aunt, tell your aunt grandma who was on that porch screaming at your neighbors and that dog. Tell everybody to watch Cruise Control. Everybody, tell that chinchilla, tell that little buddy in your pocket. I don't know what the fuck that is. Anyways, have a great night, everybody. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for being there. And as always, we'll see you on Monday. Take care and see ya.
Bye.